Hello everyone! I'm back again with another ranked laddering video. I know. You're all very excited, but please try to contain yourselves. So I have with me here today a team I built around Mamoswine because Mamoswine is cool and my friend gave me this Mamoswine a long time ago and I wanted to use it. This team will see many new changes coming soon, but that's for another video. So, as always, I'm going to give you guys a team preview before we start, and you can skip ahead if you don't give a fuck. The time should be on screen right now, and I will probably add a timestamp in the description as well for your convenience. Anyway, here we go. So, first up, we have this sexy lady. She's a thick bitch with 3 C's. She's got super strong dual stab moves and a decently powerful priority move. She also has knockoff to get rid of Shed Shell on Skarmories and Ferrothorns, so Magnezone can trap them. Speaking of whom, Assault Vest Magnezone returns again to get rid of those steel bitches and pave the way for Excadrill to clean up late game. Oh yeah, this team is also centered around Scarf Excadrill. Because it synergizes well with Mamoswine and Magnezone, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, so Assault Vest turns Magnezone into a decent bulky pivot, who can surprise some mons by bluffing a choice item, because I feel like Magnezones are usually choiced in some way. Alright, so next we got Clefable. This is my answer to all the fighting types my team is currently buttfucked by. What's that? What if they have Poison Jab, you say? Well, that's simple. We just give up and cry. Anyway, so I have rocks on this because Clefable is an underrated rock setter. And I like the utility plus the sweeping potential with Calm Mind. Moving on to the rest of my defensive core, we have my standard core of physically defensive Ferrothorn plus Mantine. Pharaoh can hazard stack with Clefable with spikes to apply pressure to the enemy team because Mamoswine can force a lot of switches. It can also handle a lot of physical attackers. And here is the other half of my defensive core, mixed wall Mantine. This is my defogger and also my special wall. It counters rain and Volcarona and other scary shit. Moving on to the final member of the team. Last but certainly not least, we have Scarf Excadrill. Jolly plus Choice Scarf reaches a pretty nice speed tier. I believe it outspeeds the entire unboosted metagame, which is pretty great. So I have Sand Rush to take advantage of sand teams because I outspeed enemy Excadrill because I have a Choice Scarf. And And Sand Rush means that if I'm in the sand, literally nothing will ever outspeed me. But yeah, so I wanted to use Scarf Excadrill because, as I said before, it synergizes well with Mamoswine and Magnezone. Magnezone traps annoying steel types, while Mamoswine weakens or eliminates its other checks and counters, so it can clean up late game. Because Scarf Drill is actually a really nice cleaner. Well, I have babbled on long enough, so let's just get into the battles. Alright, so we got a lead Weavile up first. I'm just gonna switch right to my Clefable because that is my dedicated counter to this. He actually goes for low kick, predicting probably a Ferrothorn. But this is great for me because this means that he doesn't have Poison Jab. He also looks like he might be choiced. But I do take the opportunity to go for Stealth Rock because I know he's gonna switch out. And he goes into Ferrothorn, so I just go right into my Magnezone to trap it as he Iron Heads, which does literally nothing. And I just proceed to, you know, do the thing. Kill the Ferrothorn. And there we go. Magnezone did its job. So he goes into Gyarados, and I'm like, oh, okay, he thinks I'm locked in. So I can kill him with Thunderbolt as he sets up on me. But, no, he just goes straight for Earthquake because, I don't know. Like, yeah, I really don't understand why. But yeah, so he kills my Magnezone, which is sad, but it's fine. So I just go into my dedicated counter to this in Ferrothorn. He tries the DD on me, which I'm not worried. I just proceed to set up all over him, as he is trying to do to me, except I am the one who's going to win this floor. Look at that. That did absolutely nothing to me. Goodbye. You accomplished nothing with your life, Gyarados. Well, you killed Magnezone, but it's whatever. I don't really need Magnezone any. It killed the thing, and that's all it's supposed to do. But anyway, he goes into Volcarona, so I go into my dedicated wall to this, and you know, I do the Mantine thing. See, that Giga Drain did literally nothing. I mean, I think it might have healed me. So yeah, same old song and dance, I guess, with Volcarona versus Mantine. And there we go. Don't know why anyone ever tries to set up on my Mantine with Volcarona, because it never works. So he goes into Rotom Wash, which I am not happy to see, because it's kind of difficult to deal with. I go into Ferrothorn, rather than Clefable. I knew he was gonna Will-O-Wisp, but like, I preferred going into Ferrothorn because I wanted to seed it and knock off. I think I wanted to do both of those things so that my Clefable would have an easier time handling this. And And that is exactly what my plan was. He actually has Hex. Wait, he revealed that earlier. But yeah, Hex is interesting. He also has Discharge, which is annoying, and I actually decide to not stack on this because I don't want to risk the paralysis. I don't want to play that game. So I do take it out with I think I'm at +1 right now. And he goes into Crobat, so even if I stacked up, it didn't really matter. So I go into Mamoswine, predicting a poison move or a defog, and I know that, yeah, see, a Brave Bird doesn't kill me either, so I knew I would live any hit if he did attack. I just go for Ice Shard because it kills from this range, which it did. Now he goes back into Weavile, and I'm just gonna Ice Shard to get off a little bit of damage on it and sack Mamoswine because I have no reason to save it. He decides to oh my god, I'm dying apparently. I still don't know if he's choice locked or not, but I go for Iron Head to finish the game. And there we go. Next up we got a lead Torterra, and I think I just go for I just go for Icicle Crash straight away because I'm like, it seems like this guy might be kind of newbie, so I don't think it's worth predicting. And I was right, it was not worth predicting. I made the correct decision. So I kill Torterra, then he goes into Floatzel and doubles out into Weavile for whatever reason. I don't know what he was expecting, but I believe I just stay in with Ferrothorn, which I switched in on, I forget that thing's name, the evolution of Weasel. Floatzel, that's the thing. Yeah, so I just set up on Weavile, and he realizes that this is not working out for him, so he goes into Dusknoir. And I just go into Clefable to absorb the burn, because that's what Clefable does. I also should be able to get up my rocks now, because I didn't get them up yet. And well, he confuses me. But I don't hit myself. You're a prick for using Confuse Ray, though. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I try to set up a Calm Mind on this because it can't really touch me, and he switches out into Weavile, which don't know why, but I don't get to set up my Calm Mind because I hit myself. He doesn't have Poison Jab, so I don't know why he switched this in. I knew a Poison Jab wouldn't kill me anyway, so that's why I stayed in. And it paid off, because I just killed him with a Moonblast. Now he goes into Salamence, because obviously you go into Salamence on Clefable. I just go for Moonblast again, and he tries to DD on me. Why? I don't know. You could say he has Balls of Steel, but I would say he's just stupid. Now I try to set up a Calm Mind because I'm not sure what Floatzel's gonna do. He actually Aqua Tails, which does a lot more damage than I would have liked. So I go into Ferrothorn to counter this. Yep, and that didn't really do anything. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's staying in. Oh, we had a Mystic Water. Neat. Alright, so... Oh, he switches out into Tyranitar. Do you have a fire move? we'll find out. I just decided to risk it because, I mean, I don't know if a flamethrower would kill me or not. But he actually doesn't seem to have a fire move because he earthquakes. So I set up on this now because that doesn't do anything to me. And now I go for Power Whip to get some damage. As he crunches, which... Okay. Oh, I missed a Power Whip. That's unfortunate. I'll just go for it again. And, oh, he DC'd. Alright. He gave up. Alright, so now we got, lead Ferrothorn. I just go right for knockoff because I'm like, why would you lead Ferrothorn if it's not Shed Shell? But no, he's not, in fact, Shed Shell, and he goes for Leech Seed. Why? Why wouldn't you just set up your hazards? I don't know. Now he sets them up as I bring in Magnezone and trap and kill him. Bravo. He gets up a layer of spikes as well, which I don't know. It might come into play, but should be able to defog them easily at some point. He actually has a Malamar, which is interesting because you don't see that every day. I go into Clefable because I should be able to counter this. And okay, I set up because I think I'm scared of it and I want to get damage on it. But he actually switches into Floatzel. We have another Floatzel user, which is interesting. I don't know why Floatzel is so popular all of a sudden. But I go into Mantine to take the water move and see what he's gonna do. He does have Waterfall, so he's physical. And I defog as he digs. What? I have many questions. But I'm sure none of them will be answered. So, I just keep scalding because I have nothing to lose by scalding. And he goes into Snorlax, so I go into Ferrothorn to set up a Leech Seed and knock off and all that shit. To stall it out. And...
What? What the fuck?
Alright. Well... I'll just forget I ever saw that. Alright, so he switches out on my Leech Seed into Lucario. So I go into Mantine as like a middle ground play between, cause you know, he'd have a Steel move and use that on Cliff. Do I really think he would predict me to switch into Clefable and go for like Iron Tail or something? I might be giving him too much credit. So I went for High Jump Kick, which did a chunk to Mantine, so I went for Roost to heal off the damage, but he actually goes into Clefable for whatever reason, so I go into Mamoswine knowing that Moonblast isn't really going to do anything to me, but he gets a crit, and then he reveals another interesting move choice. So I go into Excadrill to hopefully revenge it. I went for Earthquake though because I knew he'd switch, and he did. He went to Snorlax. I go for double Earthquake because it looks like it might be able to 2-hit KO. Nope, didn't see that. Which it is able to 2-hit KO. And he goes into Malamar again. And I go back into Clefable, same as before. He just goes for superpower again. I set up my rocks because I figure he's gonna switch, but he actually doesn't this time. He has Night Slash, which also does nothing to me. So I'm just gonna set up Calm Minds on this because he's not really doing anything to me. Oh, now he decides to switch into Lucario, but I'm at full health, and I don't think you could kill me, and you probably don't have a strong steel move, which you don't. You have Bullet Punch, which did literally nothing, and I kill it with Moonblast. Alright, now he goes into his own Clefable again, and I go for Moonblast to finish it off. And there's another interesting coverage move. I mean, this guy is just full of surprises. Alright, so he goes back into Floatzel, and I again Moonblast. Oh wow. So I finished it off, and now he's left with Malamar, which I don't think you're gonna live this. He does not live this, and I am able to finish the match. I mean, great battle, really. Alright, so we got lead Nidoking now. I go for knockoff because I know he's gonna switch. I'm bluffing that I'm faster. I'm actually not, unless he's not positive speed natured. He goes into Slowbro. I get off a nice chunk of damage, however, it's not enough damage. So I switch into Clefable. He crits me with Surf. And I just soft-boiled because he did too much damage. And honestly, I feel like I didn't notice that crit when it happened, and that's going to come into play later. You'll see. So I go to Excadrill because I knew he was going for a poison move. I go for Earthquake, which is not gonna be able to kill the Slowbro. So now I go into Ferrothorn to take the Surf, and oh, I'm scouting for Flamethrower, so I switch into Mantine, and he switches out, which leads me to believe that he does not have Flamethrower. But I do go into Magnezone because he has revealed a Steel type. Oh, he's switching to Chansey. I think he was scouting for Magnezone, actually. It would appear so. So I just Volt Switch out back into Mamoswine as he Toxics, predicting a switch. I mean, it was pretty obvious that I would switch. I go for Knockoff again because Knockoff. Again, not gonna be enough to kill it. I don't think. Like, I don't think Earthquake would kill. Hold on. Let me do the math. It's like 130 for knockoff, and then Earthquake would be 150, but would that be enough to kill it? I'm not sure. He goes into Fortress again, and I just spike this time because I'm predicting him to switch out again. But he switched into Slowbro, which confused me, because if I was going into Magnezone, why would you go into Slowbro? But I guess you could just switch into Chansey again. So, it's whatever, I guess. So I just set up a Leech Seed and continue to set up spikes because I'm under the impression that he does not have Flamethrower, but it turns out that he was luring me into a false sense of security the entire time. And he does actually have flamethrower, but it doesn't kill me. Now I am forced to switch out though. As he goes into fortress again, presumably to get rid of all of my hazards. And I just go right into Magna Zone again, because if he doesn't spin, he's gonna get severely punished by my hazards. So I figure he probably is going to this time, which he does, and I am able to trap this and eliminate it. He goes back into Nidoking again, and I go into Mantine on the ground move, but he makes a middle ground. Well, I mean, I guess he knew I'd switch, so he went for Sludge Wave, but I'm not sure what he was predicting to come in. I guess, I don't know. But here I make a really bad play, and I didn't try and scout for Thunderbolt, because Thunderbolt isn't standard on this, but I was afraid that he'd predict me to switch into Ferrothorn to scout that and Flamethrower that turn. Sacking my Mantine though was really bad for me. Well, he let Nidoking go down to my Excadrill though, which was not sure why, because that thing was a huge threat to me. But he reveals that he has a Machamp, which makes me sad. But I do go into my dedicated counter. And I mean, she appears to be countering, alright. Yep. Oh yeah, I'm trying to get damage on this Machamp so that I can finish it off with something else later. He actually reveals the Gengar, which is not something you see every day anymore, since it was nerfed. But I went to Ferrothorn, I guess because I wanted like recovery, because I knew he'd go for a poison move and I wanted to get leftovers recovery. But here I make like the worst play ever, and I stay in, predicting him to predict me to switch, because Flamethrower was obvious. But no, he kills my Ferrothorn, which that Ferrothorn was vital to me. And now I'm behind. Yeah, this is terrible. So he went to Chansey on, I don't remember what, I think Magna Zone. And I went into Mamoswine to try and get damage on it. But he poisoned me, and I'm Life Orb, so I'm taking a lot of damage. But also that Slowbro, the damage it took makes me feel like I might have been able to kill it earlier with Earthquake, and I'm sad about that. But yeah, I go into Magna Zone to tank the hit because I'm Assault Vest. But yeah, of course, he goes into Chansey again, because why wouldn't he? There's no reason not to. And here you'll see a big, well, you're seeing a big problem with this team. It's the fact that Mamoswine is my only, like, wall breaker, and I don't have a lot of physical attackers on the team. Like, I can deal with, like, Chansey and Slowbro and stuff if I had kept my Ferrothorn alive and not just let it die like a goddamn fool. See, here's the thing you gotta learn about Pokemon battling. You gotta weigh risk versus reward. Don't predict unless you have to. I did not need to predict there. I didn't lose anything from switching into Clefable, I feel, but I lost a lot for trying to predict him to not go for Flamethrower. Like, okay, don't follow in my footsteps, okay? Well, you can follow in my footsteps with other things, but in this battle, don't follow in my footsteps. I suck in this battle. But yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, I'm working on it though. I'm trying to be less ballsy. Anyway, back to the battle. We got Machamp versus Clefable here. I actually do start making some good plays at this point because I'm behind. I'm kind of like backed into a corner. Like, see, this is okay. Now I need to predict in order to win because I'm going to lose if I do not make ballsy predictions. And that's another example of risk versus reward. See, I don't have anything to lose at this point. Well, I have a lot more to lose by not making ballsy predictions at this point. So now it's a good idea to be brazen. Is that a word that can be used in this situation? I don't know, maybe I'll look it up later. Back to the game again. I killed Machamp, which is what I wanted that damage on it earlier for. Now it goes into Slowbro, and I again risking it for the biscuit, trying to 2-hit KO with Earthquake. Because, well, I think I was just hoping that he wouldn't attack me or stay in or something. Like I said, I gotta make, like, real, ballsy predictions here at this point if I want to win. But, as you can see, it's not really working for me. And I do indeed lose. Yeah. Good game. My opponent played well. I was stupid. And there you go. Next game, got lead Crobat, and he tries Hypnosis. I knock off, predicting a switch. He missed the Hypnosis, which, I mean, that's what you get for using Hypnosis. So I finish him off with an Ice Shard, and that's that for Crobat. Oh wow, that rhymed. Huh. He goes into Garchomp, and I'm like, but why though? So I go for Ice Shard, and yeah, I don't know what his plan was there. Yeah, so now he goes into Skarmory, and I knock off to see if he has a Shed Shell, because I don't want it around. He doesn't, but that's fine. Now I go into Magnezone to hopefully trap it. And okay, he did stay in. He went for counter, which is like, why would I stay in though? I mean, I guess I stayed in once, but that was to knock off, so I feel like you would, like, you know, feel like a normal person would assume that once you've knocked off, you can't really do anything else. And he'll switch out. But anyway, so I kill Skarmory, then he goes into Tangrowth. The Assault Vest bluff actually works, and I go for Hidden Power to 2-hit KO this thing. I believe I Volt Switch out now though, because I'm predicting him to switch, which he does. But it was a really bad switch though, because he went to Gardevoir on a Steel type. Okay. But I Volt Switched into Mantine. And, I think I was, like, predicting, like, you know, I don't know, like a Volcarona or something. He actually has Thunderbolt, which I expected, but I was like, I don't know, Mantine will probably live. But she does, and she gets rid of the hazards, which is great. I save her for later, because I can. And I go back into Magnezone to threaten this out with a Flash Cannon. Yeah, Psychic is... he's not doing anything to me because I'm Assault Vest. I do take out the Gardevoir, and he goes into Florges, which is just, it's a great switch. It works out for him though, because he gets this attack drop with Moonblast. And that makes me sad, but I go for it again because it's still looking like I can, you know, take it out. But no, he has Wish Protect, so I'm like, okay, it's time to switch out. So I go into Excadrill because he seems like a good option. And yeah, I'm just gonna Iron Head because I have no reason not to. He actually just lets it die, even though he has a Tangrowth in the back, because he's smart. Yeah, but now he only has Tangrowth left, and I go for Iron Head once, just as, I don't know, just see what it does. See what he's gonna do also. He sets up a Leech Seed, and I just go into my Ferrothorn because I assume he doesn't have HP Fire, and I can take anything he wants to do to me. And what I want is to remove his leftovers. And basically I'm just like messing with him because I want to set it up so that Mamoswine finishes the game, because this session is all about Mamoswine. So I want to end the game with Mamoswine. So I sack Mantine here so that I can get a free switch into Mamoswine, sorry. And I'm going to pray to Satan that Icicle Crash doesn't miss. And it hits, which is great. And I'm able to finish the game with Mamoswine. And that's the end of today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you in the next one, maybe.